There we go. Hi, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Another day in paradise in beautiful Las Vegas. Oh my gosh, what a year this has been already. It's starting out really good, really good. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in Vegas. Okay, what's going on in Vegas? Well, the special NFF store is ready to kick off on the Las Vegas Strip at Caesars. So that is some good news. We're having the draft here. Uh, the NFL is making quite an impact on us. So the other thing that's going on is CES is in town. Now, normally CES goes from Wednesday to Saturday, but they have changed it to go from Wednesday to Friday. They are having much less attendance. In years past, they had 170,000, not last year, but normally around 170,000 attendees. This year, as of December 22nd, only 15,000 had signed up. Now they're also doing a virtual CES, and we'll see what the numbers bring. But as of this morning, I couldn't get an update since December 22nd's update. One of the big things that they're revealing is a robot. And many people, like my husband just had his hip replaced, for instance, they need somebody to go fetch things and help them. So there is a robot it's called the Labrador Retriever. It can sit, stay, and fetch like its animal namesake, but it's not a dog. And it's an early stage robotic company that introduced it. It's a personal robot that intends to give people with chronic pain or other health issues more flexibility and more ability to do more things because it can go fetch things. And I can tell you from experience with John's hip, this is going to be big. So I might even think of getting one if I need to. So I think that's pretty good. And we're going to swing on over to stats today. Now the stats, we have 21 days of inventory, and that's not bad. It's the beginning of the year. We did list 64 yesterday. We closed 60 and put 68 under contract. So still that revolving door is going on. I upped the median price single family homes to $422. However, I went on applied analysis today, and what I found was, I'm going to hide this for just a second. They ended December with 430. Yeah. And started out so far, the first 5 days, it's hanging in there at 430. So I may have to change that, but we'll wait and see. We'll wait maybe till the 15th and see if we go up or down. But 430 is the median priced home here in Las Vegas. So I didn't get a chance to update this, the home price of 422. I will have it updated by tomorrow, though. But we want people to understand to live in the payment, the payment, not the price. So that's our message there. What else is going on? We sold 76 homes to investors in the first, actually a couple days, right? And let's see. We've sold 193 homes already this year. Is that incredible? I think that's incredible. That's 48 a day, but that's because there's only a couple days that it includes. And there were no closings recorded Saturday and Sunday because those were Saturday and Sunday. Good morning, Karen. Good to see you, Karen. It's going to be a great year, isn't it? I'm so looking forward to this year. So looking forward to it. And thank you for joining me. Last January, year to date, we had sold 139. So same time last year, we were doing 35 a day. Now we're doing 48 a day. If that means anything, I'm not quite sure. Because again, we had two holidays in there. We had January 1st and then Sunday was the 2nd. So 2 non-working days. I'm anxious for this year. I really am, if you can't tell it. The $1 million stats are hanging in there. Now, this year we're up to 5 already, 5 a day, because we've done 20 so far this year. Last year was 4.5. We'll see. We'll see how, yes, Karen agrees with me. It is going to be a great year. It really is. I just feel it just from the momentum that's the year started out with, even though Monday was the 3rd of January already, if you know what I'm saying. So things are hanging in there, everybody. So let's see. Let me move on here. I want to show you a couple things here. Now, fast prices have been climbing rapidly this year in Southern Nevada and across the country. So just so everybody knows, there's 1,300,000 homeowners in Las Vegas, and they all experienced a 25% price increase in the value of their home. Do you think any of them might want to move up, downsize, or buy a new home, or go from a 2-story to a single story, or keep their home and rent it and buy a new one because the rental market's crazy? I mean, they could refinance their existing home. There's some investor loans out there. You can buy an investor home. You need a lease. And I mean, it's pretty much a slam dunk that you're going to be able to buy that investor home. So or make your home an investor home. Lots of programs out there right now. We'll get Mark Kahn on there maybe this weekend to review those for us, because I think this is going to be such a killer year for us in real estate. Now, if you look across the United States, let me show that. The United States, we have 140 million homeowners in the United States. Their prices went up 19%. Do you think some of them might want to take that equity and move to Las Vegas, to a warmer climate? Think about all these things. These things all have, the people out there that are going to do the business are going to think very, very deeply and come up with a plan I hate to say the word attack, a plan to execute to increase their listings and sales this year. It's going to happen. There's so much home equity out there that people are going to think about moving. Now, we in Clark County, we probably have, I was talking to Frank earlier today. He's trying to educate me on what's going on in the forbearance area. We probably have, let's see if I can remember here, we probably have 2 to 3% of people in Vegas of those. Let me put this back up real quick for you. Hide that. Probably 2 to 3% of these people are in some kind of forbearance. And for the most part, they're not in foreclosure status. They just can't afford to make that payment that they have been not making because they were in forbearance. And some companies now will tag it on to the end of your loan, but a lot of them won't. So I go 2 to 3%. I think 3% is probably what's in forbearance, but probably it'll affect only 2%. And that's not a big number. And those people have to have a place to live. You have to think about that, right? So we'll see what happens there. There's a lot of things going on with Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and Frank is working on getting me some clearer stats and some things that they're doing. We've heard that some of the Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac people are selling their paper to Zillow and hedge funds at a discount, but we'll see, because they don't want to impact the market. So we'll see. I think we're going to be fine. That's what I think. So, yes, that is that. So use this information to perhaps motivate you. You know, sometimes we don't, we look at this stuff, but we don't think about what it really means to our market or our plans, our goals, and how we can execute based on some of these facts. If 2 to 3%, between 25 and 38,000 people are going to have to move, where are they going to move to? You know, they didn't get a job. They're in forbearance. They didn't get a job, so for whatever reason, so they can't pay the forbearance, so they're going to have to move. And they're not in foreclosure because they can sell their home. So they're out there to sell their home and rent. So you have a built-in investor scenario there. if you have somebody, if you know who's in forbearance and that perhaps they could give them $5,000 or $10,000 cash for keys and assume their loan or something like that. Get some creativity and figure it out how you can get that home sold, maybe to another investor who has a built-in tenant now who can possibly, hopefully, pay the rent, but just couldn't pay all that back forbearance. So even if they have a job now, maybe they still don't have the money to pay, the thousands of dollars they owe to the mortgage company. So think about all those things, because there's another market here that's been created since the pandemic, and you need to take advantage of it. All right, everybody. So we talked about Las Vegas news. We talked about the stats. And now we're going to talk about real estate marketing, one of my very, very favorite subjects. So I've got a video to show you that I recorded, and it's a teaser. These group of people talked about how they got into video and what it's done for them. And I want to try to get you all into the video mode this year. I think if you're going to go deep on anything, you need to get into video. Excuse me. I know a lot of people are on Facebook. A lot of the agents are on Facebook. So you understand Facebook. And if you're not doing the little things like doing Facebook Lives or things like that, go deep on Facebook with video. Go deep on Facebook with TikTok. Go deep on video with YouTube. But go deep on video. You only have to do one video, and you can put it across the other channels. Now, right now, Facebook Live will give you, it's good for the algorithm if you do Facebook Live on Facebook. But then you can download that video, put it on TikTok, clip it up a little bit, and or put it on LinkedIn and put it on YouTube if you have a YouTube channel, which we're going to get into that this year too. So by the end of the year, we all should have a YouTube channel. We should all be shouting out to our farm, and we're going to see how to do that this year. I have been mentored by some of the best and going to continue to do that for you. So let's watch this today, and hopefully it'll give you some motivation, some inspiration to start doing video, because these 5 people started it, and they're going to tell you just a few minutes. It's just a few minutes. I just did like a 6-minute clip, and then you can get on with your day. So let's solo this. Come on, solo on. Oh, come on, solo on. Let me see if it's on mine. Always want to make sure we don't. Okay, so. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay, so I'm going to mute. I'm going to start this.
Because I want us to learn from each other in this setting, to really like what's working, what are the trends, how are we building our audiences, how is that turning into business for us and our respective practices with short form video content. But let's just go real quick around the room. I want to know how each of you got started, and I might go round robin. I'm going to go Zach first. How'd you get started with video?
With video or short form video?
Yes.
Okay. I got started with video when I walked into the office as a full-time realtor. Didn't do any as a part-time realtor first month and a half. I quit my job at the Department of Corrections because Tony Robbins told me to on a podcast.
He told me to move.
Yeah, he told me to burn the fucking boat. And I was like, I'm driving to my boat, so I need to burn it. And so I walked into office full-time, and I'm like, now what?
Yeah.
Didn't have any marketing or sales experience, and I was broke. So I'm like, okay. No one's making content on social media, and social media is free. So this better work.
Okay.
And that's really where it got started.
Okay, so early in your career, about what time was that, did you say?
So I got started in early 2018.
All right, so how it started, how's it going?
It's going great. Or early 2017. Early 2017, I misspoke. So coming up on the 5th year, it's going really well.
Okay, so like give us some context for, because we're talking like video, just let everyone, like what's our following like on certain platforms?
Sure.
What is that like?
Instagram's just under 45,000, TikTok's a little bit over 1.6 million, and trying to grow on YouTube now. We're just under 10,000 subscribers.
Love it.
So just trying to grow everywhere and keep growing the team.
Love it. All right, and we'll get into the business aspects in a little bit. Thanks, Zach. Stephen Kim, how did it start? How's it going?
How many followers? 7 on Twitter, 4 on YouTube.
Good Lord, my OnlyFans pop.
Not PG.
Nah.
So what were the questions again?
How did you get started with video? How's it going? Just real quick.
How did I start with video? Actually through Tom Ferry. I remember watching one of his podcasts, and he was like, if you're a real estate agent, you need to go all in video. And at that time I was still teaching, so I was like, oh, I don't want my students to see me. So I dabbled a little bit. I did 2 videos a week, and then some of my students started being like, oh my God, Mr. Kim, I see you on Instagram. I was like, shoot, I gotta slow down here. And then I left, just like you, Tony Robbins' podcast, Burn the Boat. Yeah. So that reference resonated with me. January 25th, 2019, I went full-time into real estate, and I do 7 to 10 videos consistently a week, and I haven't missed a beat.
Okay.
And so that consistency has, for me and my business, essentially has replaced calling people. Yeah. It's, I think, the modern day prospecting. Exactly, Glenda. And so it's revolutionized my business.
Okay, I love it. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you for not asking me how many followers and everything. I appreciate that.
How many followers do you have
Katie?
on Twitter?
7 Twitter followers. Same. I have the same. I actually have 8 because my mom followed me.
What's your LinkedIn like? I'm just kidding. LinkedIn's a great platform. It's a great platform, but not what we're talking about today. All right, Katie Day, tell us how to start. How's it going?
Yeah. So as far as video, I got started out doing similar like Tom Ferry podcast and being like, you have to do video. So did like Facebook Lives and cell phone tours of houses, and they were freaking terrible. They're still on my YouTube, and I watch them sometimes. I was doing like videos of rental houses. Yeah. Pretty terrible. So yeah, I mean, did that. And then I think that it was basically end of 2019. I was like, I can't keep doing this, and like seeing all of these epic content creators putting out like sexy listing videos and all these things. So we hired a videographer in 2020 and like decided to go all in on short form, long form, like anything. Short form probably didn't exist then, but all things video. And yeah.
Cool. Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you much. Ray.
Hello. I guess I started video weird. I was with it was with Snapchat because I was.
What kind of videos were those?
The original. So yeah, the original. So. Well, I sold a lot. No. So here's what happened was I was really nervous to be on camera, period. And so the only thing back then that would disappear that you didn't have to worry about was Snapchat. So I started posting like little property tours and stuff like that on Snapchat because I didn't have to worry about it disappearing 24 hours. You know, if I would look stupid, I didn't have to see it. So this is way before the Instagram stories, right? Yeah. So then I was going to do a double open house. I didn't really have any money. I didn't have my own listings. I was going to do an open house on Saturday and an open house on Sunday. And both of them sold. And this was like in the market where you like 90 days on market type stuff, right? Long time ago. So both of them sold before the open house, and neither seller wanted to hold them open. And so the agents called me and said, "Hey, that one sold. It's under contract. They don't want to do open house." Then, like within an hour, I get the other call that the other one is also under contract. They don't want to hold it open. So I was like, "Well, crap!" Like that was going to be my lead gen for that week, and I was building up for it, and I didn't really have anything to do. I didn't have my own listings. I didn't have any money, so I pulled out the old iPhone 4, and
Was that like a 480p?
Yeah. Oh yeah, 480p.
Got the old sidekick.
It was amazing.
Slid it up. I had a sidekick. I did.
So I was in my little pickup truck, and I did a video about not waiting for the open house. And I basically filmed the same thing in front of each house, and then I cut the sentences to where I was jumping back and forth between these two houses that sold. And I had so many people comment to me personally, like not really on the video, but they told me like, "Oh, I saw that video you did. I didn't really realize the market." Coming off of that, I was like, "Well, I have to do video now," because I had no idea it would get the amount of play. I was just messing around with my phone. So ever since then, I've been dedicated and devoted to it. So
it's awesome, man.
It's going okay.
It's going okay.
Yeah.
It's not going well. It's going okay.
I would say it's going very well. I've got one more follower than Zachary.
That's right. One more. That's all it takes. Oh, my stars and stripes, Miss Glenda Baker.
Hey,
How's
guys.
it start? How's it going?
My name is Glenda Baker. I'm a real estate agent in Atlanta, Georgia. How it started with a series in my car, originally called Glenda Live, and it was where I would go live on Facebook in my car. And one of the people that was following me said, you should call it Post from the Porsche. And I was like, oh, that's got some legs on it. I like it. And so Post from the Porsche was born, and it was a Facebook Live in my car.
Yep.
And I was doing it pretty well. And then I saw Zachary's video at Elite February 2019 and said, if he can do it, I can do it. And came back to Atlanta and decided to do TikTok videos. And I had been kind of playing around with it. And that was in February. So it's February 6, 2019. And in October of 2020, I posted my, let's call it my first real TikTok. And I had 122 followers. And today, I just checked, I have 482,000 followers.
Amazing.
Almost 70 million views, 7 million hearts.
So, see if I can get rid of that. Okay. Well, I don't know if it cut off for you at the end, but Glenda Baker was saying that, everything worked for her. She has 480,000 followers. I'll watch it later. If her part didn't play out, I'll cut it and play it again. But anyway, here's the point. Here's the point, everybody. Watch the video again. Get the 5 names of these people. Get the 5 names of these people, and I want you to go and see what they have done. I mean, Zach did it back in 2017, and you can go back and find him and see how he stumbled along, because he said he stumbled along. He had no money, had quit his job. He was determined because I think he's the one that said, Tony Robbins said, you've got to do this. He listened to the podcast, and the podcast, that was the Burn the Pod podcast that Tony Robbins did. And he was inspired enough and believed enough to do it. And then you have Stephen Kim, who he was embarrassed. And then all of a sudden people started seeing him. And he said, okay. Because I guess he was kind of a teacher part-time at the time. But go look at him and see how he stumbled along and how he grew into his own. And then you have Katie Day, and then you have Ray, who did the cut of that. Here's something you have to know. You have to think a little bit. Like, I know Teresa and Deborah, some people out there that I follow and see how they're doing, and Aaron Mills, and oh gosh, the list goes on. It's creativity. They come up with an idea, and that's what Ray did with the double open house. They both sold. So he couldn't do the videos in the open houses. So he went back, right, and took a video in front of the houses. And these were not his listings. And you can take a video in front of a house. There's no law against that. It's all good. And he's told everybody this, and he kind of went back and forth and said, this house I was going to hold an open house, but don't wait because it sold before I got there. And then he clipped to the other one, and he said the same thing. A little bit of creativity to get people's attention. You have to get people's attention. I've been saying that for years. And I learned that from Gary Vee. If you can't get people's attention, you can't tell them what you want. So you have to get their attention so that they listen to you. And Be a copycat. Glenda Baker, I mean, she looked at what other people did, and now she's got 480,000 followers on something. Is it TikTok, and 7 million hearts or whatever. I have to go back and look at her numbers. But Glenda Baker, I can tell you, is killing it in Atlanta, Georgia. I met her at a conference some years ago, and she's hot. She's all about video. And so go back and look at these people and see what they're doing now. And then maybe go back in history, see what they were doing. But we're going to talk about video most of this year, social media, marketing, and video. So that's going to be main topics for this year. I've changed my format, everybody. I'm going to do a bit of the news about Las Vegas so that you have something to talk about. And then I'm going to do the stats, and then we're going to do, some kind of training or information for you. Maybe listen to a podcast, maybe watch a video like we just did. And we're going to watch a little bit more of this video tomorrow to go dive a little bit deeper into it. You all have a wonderful day. Life is good. Life is good. Life is really good. And 2022 is just going to be awesome. It's going to be a volcano. I can't wait. I love you all, and I'll see you tomorrow. Maybe Jimmy will join me.